right. We back at it. Dad, Can We Talk? Season 2, Episode 3. We in here. Today I got a special guest. One of my favorite dudes. I got my big brother in the house. Today,
Yo.
man, we about to get it in. Y'all listen to me, man. If there's anybody that I love, that I respect,
Already.
that I appreciate, listen to me. This one of the dudes that I looked up to for the longest, man. One of my favorite people in the world, man. I love him, man. My oldest brother. I can't say enough, man. And if anybody know me, man, y'all know that I've been waiting for this. I just been waiting to sit down with my brother and really get it in, and really talk some real fatherhood talk. And I can promise y'all today it's gonna be a treat, man. A lot of people don't know a lot about this man, you know. And I think a lot of people, once you realize the things that he's been through, once you really get to know who he is, man, you really appreciate him, because you see where he's come from. You will see the struggle. You will see just how real it is. And that's what I want to do for y'all today, man. You know, y'all know when I say, Dad, can we talk? And I think about this platform, I always say this platform isn't about perfect dads. It ain't about us knowing it all. But this is about dads who are willing to keep it real and be honest about the ups and downs of fatherhood, and just how challenging it can be at times, and just how rewarding it can be at times. And that's what we do at Dad Can We Talk, man. So y'all welcome to the show, Kid Ray. Yeah.
What it do?
Yeah.
What's going on, my brother?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. You know, I'm like I say, dog, I've been ready for this here, man. I think, you know, we've been preparing for this here.
For sure.
And I'm ready to get to it, man. So my first question I always like to ask is, what was your relationship like with your dad?
You know, a lot of people don't really know. I mean, I didn't grow up with my dad, so, you know, it's always a tough subject. You know, that's something that kind of touched me a little bit, because, you know, it's a lot of things I went through in life where I didn't have that older person to talk to. And I had father figures in my life. You know, I had my stepdad, which is probably one of the most influential people in my life. You know, Big Imp. You know, I had my Uncle Tyrone. You know, and those were two of the main guys, you know, in my life. You know, other than that, it was the guys in the streets, you know, the guys I grew up in my neighborhood. You know, I looked up to them. And that's one thing, as a young man, we always look for that person, you know, somebody to look up to. I want to be like him. I want to, you know, I want to wear my clothes like him. You know, people look up to Jordan. I want to shoot the ball like Jordan. You know, I want to be able to score like him. So, you know, as a young man, you know, not having my biological father there, you know, it was some dark times. You know, times I would cry, times I would be hurt, sometimes I would resent him because he wasn't there. And I needed him, you know.
Straight up.
So, you know, but that going through that as a young man is what kind of fueled me to who I am today and made me the father that I am today. And I know a lot of people use the excuse of, well, you know, he ain't had his daddy when he was growing up, so that's why he act like that. Yeah, to an extent, that's cool to think like that, but at the same time, not having a dad should show you what you should not want your kids to go through.
That's real. That's real.
And that's how I look at it. You know, birthdays would come, I'm just praying he would, walk through the door.
All right.
And he surprised me a couple times, and every time he did do it, it broke me down. I'm like, dang, he really here. It was like seeing Santa Claus on Christmas. Dad walked through the door, and it's like, this is who gave me life.
That's real.
Mom is important. Mom always gonna have that special, that special part, that special spot in your life. But for a young man, it's nothing like having your father. And again, I never had nobody teach me how to change tires or change oil or, open up a door for a woman, because I didn't see nobody doing it for my mama either.
That's real.
So, I learned all that stuff on my own. Again, people think watching movies is overrated. A lot of stuff you see in movies can kind of teach you.
All right.
Watching the Cosby Show, stuff that you grew up on. And that's one thing that we're missing in this world, bro. Like, we don't have Family Matters in the Cosby Show. We got reality TV.
All right.
And they think everything is about getting dressed up, the makeup, the hairdos, the fly clothes, the shoes. And it ain't really all about that, man. There's more to life, and that's what my kids taught me. My first child, Amari, before he came into this world, I ain't gonna say, I was going down this just the wrong path, but I was veering that way. I was on that thin line of, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And when he came into the world, it changed my aspect on life. Like, I had something to live for now. I had a responsibility.
That's real.
And that made me who I am. It made me, a better man. And to this day, bro, I ain't perfect.
Yeah,
there's nobody that's perfect. But just to having that grind to reach for, have something to reach for, having goals that you can reach, and not just getting content with where you at. So shout out to my pops though, man, because even though he wasn't there in life, man, to this day I still love him, and we actually got a pretty good relationship now. And for all those guys out there, man, if your dad wasn't in your life growing up, and he tries to make that step as as you becoming a man, and as you get older, man, let him in.
Straight up.
And of course, me and him, we had that talk, and it was a tough one. But I pulled my heart out, and I let him know how I truly felt, man. Cause it went cool.
Yeah.
It's like he left me hanging, and he left me as a young man that grew up in this damn cold world by myself. So, but like I said, today, man, I can call my dad now, tell him I love him, And it's, again, we don't have that real. It's not father-son, but it's. It's more like a friendship. I enjoy his friendship and his company and his talks.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I would never take for granted, is being a father to my kids.
Can't.
And bro, I'm proud of what you're doing, man, because a lot of people need to hear this. We need stuff like this right here to, you unite us. It ain't about black fathers, It's about all fathers.
Straight up.
And it's no disrespect to the women, we're not trying to leave the women out, but I mean, it's like, you look at things and it's like the dad, it's like we never know how to do nothing.
Yeah, all right.
We're good with our hands, we go to work, we drink our liquor, and we sit here and we get served our food, and it's little stuff like that. We're more than just, handyman. Like, I take my kids everywhere with me. I show my kids off. Anywhere I go, let my kids can go. I ain't gonna put them in no harm's way.
That's real.
Yeah, bro.
That's real, man. That's I like what you say on that. And that's something that I really like to focus on is, and I made this point in one of the other episodes that this ain't really, we definitely ain't leaving moms out.
Correct.
Like moms have their place, and they have their own special place.
For sure.
For dads, I feel like we don't have anything like this.
Right.
Moms have a whole bunch of, moms talk all the time. Women have their own platform. They have those spaces where they can go and talk. They have those spaces where they can go and vent. I just feel like for men, for me, personally, I went searching for a platform. Like I'm a avid podcast listener. I listen to all type of stuff: true crime, sports, family, religion, all type of stuff. I listen to all types of podcasts. But then one day I say I'm gonna go look for a fatherhood podcast.
Right.
Now I did find some, but I didn't find any that were like, none of them really wasn't me.
They didn't touch you.
They ain't touch me.
Right.
And I'm like, man, dang. Like, so what if another father feel like me and we feel like we don't have anything that's out there for us?
Right.
So
right.
I say, you know what? Instead of complaining and saying that it's not there, man, I'm gonna create the platform. I'm gonna create the platform.
There you go.
And not for me, but for other men. When I created Dad Can We Talk, it was with all other fathers in my mind. Like, man, I know so many other guys that I talk to on a daily basis that be having things. I was always having conversations with men on my job,
right?
Guys at my church, guys that I just meet out in the community, and I'm like, man, you know what? I know these guys, these dudes got stories. And so why won't I create a platform and allow these men to tell their stories? For sure. And this story's touched me. So I'm like, why won't, if it touched me, I know it'll touch a whole bunch of other guys. So I say, man, you know what? Boom, Dad, Can We Talk? And that's just how it all started out.
And it's gonna take off for you, man.
That's real. But man, that back on Dad, man, you know, like you say, it is important for men who didn't have that relationship with their fathers. That don't mean, because you didn't grow up with them, don't mean that it's over now.
Right.
That don't mean that, okay, now I'm 23, you know, when I got a family of my own, I ain't never had that relationship with my dad. Some guys ain't never even seen their dad.
Right.
You know? I was just talking with my boy last week. I can't even upload his episode, and I'm kind of mad about that because the audio wouldn't work. But as I was talking with my brother, man, he was just telling me how his daddy done he been in prison since he was born. And he was like, he ain't gonna be out. He probably ain't gonna be out till he like 45 years old. My boy like 29, 30 years old. So he still got another almost 15 years before he would ever even be able to see his dad. He was like, he ain't never even been to the prison to see him or anything, but his dad did write him. But I'm like, dang, shoot, I thought I had it bad.
Right.
You know, and it kind of hit me like, shoot, at least I do, you know, have some type of...
we do have some memories.
You know, we have some memories.
Yeah, we do.
You know, and, you know, even when it comes to my wife, you know, my wife only seen her dad twice in her life.
Right.
You know, she just seen her dad for the second time 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, shoot, I be thinking about my little situation like, okay, yeah, we ain't grow up with our dad, but shoot, at least we, like you say, we do have some memories. We do have some memories, though. We are in contact with him now.
Right.
And so, like, I like that point you made. If you didn't have your dad growing up and he does come back around, don't shut him out.
Yeah, don't shut him out, man. Say what you gotta say. You know, get whatever you need to do, you know, to get off your chest. Cause like I said, I told my dad some stuff that he never, you know, heard me say. You know, but it was from the heart, and I poured it out. That's real. And then after that, we was able to move along. Like I said, he called me every weekend. Yeah, every weekend he called me at work when he know I'm at work. I'm like, bro, what you want? I'm at work. And it just be the most randomest conversations. But even though he aggravates me sometimes, but I enjoy it though. I'm like, he making he trying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He trying to keep in touch with me. You know, he asking me how my day going. And I appreciate that. That's real. Because I didn't have that growing up, so why would I not allow him to do it now? That's real. You know, I'm just happy that he's in a happy place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't really about me no more. You know, be there for your grandkids now. That's real. And that's why I say, you know, it's not like a father-son deal. Yeah. You know, it's like we on the same level. That's we both fathers. That's real. You know, I'm gonna connect with you from a father standpoint. All right. You know, because I don't, you know, that is what it is. That's real. That's real, man. So I want you to go into talking. So you got 3 children. 3 of them. You got 3 children. I want you to talk about your experience. Like, what was your first thought
or your reaction when you first found out, dang, I'm finna be a daddy?
Believe it or not, man. So the same year that my oldest son, his mom was pregnant, that same year, April Fool's Day, April 1st, I'm at work. She called me and says, "Ron, I'm pregnant." So I get this rush. I'm like, "Oh man, what am I gonna do?" Yeah. You know, I'm like 20, 21 at the time. So get home, come home to a surprise dinner. Everybody had like a party at my house, and ended up being a whole joke. So then it happened again in June.
Yeah.
I get that same phone call. "Ron, I'm pregnant." So I'm like, "Yeah, man, whatever." She's like, "No, I'm gonna have Teddy, that's our friend from Lauderdale. I'm gonna have Teddy call you." Teddy called me, "Bro, boy, she pregnant this time for real." So I'm like, "Damn, maybe she is." So first person I called my stepdad, Big Imp. "Hey, Imp, man, I think Sash pregnant. Like, I think she for real this time." I told him about the April Fool's one too. Yeah. So I like, "Man, I think she for real this time." So he basically was like, "Listen, man, when you get off, you go home, you sit her down, you look her right in the eye, and y'all figure out what y'all gonna do together. Don't listen to the outside, nobody else, because y'all the ones gotta have this baby and take care of this baby." So I'm like, "All right, that's cool." That's what I did. Go home. I'm like, what we're gonna do about the baby? You know what I'm saying? She was like, "Well, I want to keep it." So I'm like, "All right." My first child, I love my first two, my last two kids as well, but that first one, just to experience going to the doctor's office, seeing a sonogram, finding out it was a boy, like, priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless, dog. And, it gave me the chill. I actually cried when he came out. I cried.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I got a little human being coming out right now. Like, I'm like, what the hell? But it was so cool though, man. Like, I get to teach a little human being how to be a man.
All right.
How to play sports, how to think with your mind. Everything now has got to be physical. Mm-hmm. He's 12 now. Teaching him about credit, teaching him about, we're getting ready to purchase a house, teaching him about interest, and how all that. Cause he asked me, "Hey, Dad, so this house, it costs $200,000, so you just got $200,000?" I'm like, "Boy, no, I ain't got that kind of money." Yeah. But yeah, that first experience, man, was definitely a priceless one, man, because it's like your whole world is finna change. If you're really trying to be there, all right, your whole world's about to change. Mm-hmm. And it definitely did that, man. It touched me. Probably one of the most happiest days of my life. Mm-hmm. And all of them were special moments, but that first one, it just hit different. Yeah. It definitely hit different, man. And I wouldn't trade it, dog. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing, man. So fellas, any of y'all out there, if you got that special woman and you ain't made that child, you have to get you one.
Yeah, that's real, bro. That's real.
Man.
That first child, bro, is like you say, it's like it ain't nothing like it. For me, I remember, just man, when I came home from work, right? Man, my wife showed me that test.
Oh yeah.
Me, I'm like, "What's that?"
Right.
I don't know about it. And shoot, she was like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Pregnant? Well, right." And for me, it was kind of like, I was kind of scared, but then again, I'm like, okay, shoot, hey,
let's do what it do.
Let's get it, and all the way up until the time when she was about to have the baby. And I remember I was so scared because, I was working part-time UPS at that time. I ain't making that much money like that. I'm like, well, I got to find a full-time job. Well, I got to get something. So, I'm working I was doing the two jobs at that time, correct, UPS and Lowe's. Then I'm like, man, I need to be able to I want one place, just one full-time job. Right. And I remember I got the job. I think I was at Exact Tech, yeah. And, I was like, okay, I'm ready now. Right. Like when I got that, I was working full time. I'm like, okay, this it.
This it right
I
here.
was trying to prepare myself like, all right, you know, it is what it is now. And,
Right.
you know, when we had that baby dog, like you say, boy, when you see that thing come out. And for me, it was different. You know, I had that girl first.
Right.
So, you know, them girls just different, bro. It's like,
definitely different.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
different
like,
feeling, man.
boy, I'm finna have a baby girl, bro. Just seeing that baby, bro, it was that thing. It literally changes your life,
Right.
You know, and this is what I always tell other guys that don't have children yet. You know, they hear certain things, they see you doing certain things, and
Right.
I'm like, bro, certain stuff you will never understand, bro.
That's real.
It's
That's
certain
real.
things right now, certain concepts that you can't understand because you're not a father, bro.
Right.
You just won't. I can sit here and try to explain it away, bro. Like
That's
explain
real.
it to the T, but you will never understand it because you don't have a child.
Right.
I want you to talk about that, like how fatherhood, like how having a child changes everything. Like how has it changed your understanding? Like as far as like life, you know, it changes your understanding on so many
most
things.
definitely.
It's like,
yeah.
what has fatherhood taught you about life?
Well, yo, so just like you, like when she first got pregnant, I was working at Publix, making $8 an hour.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't take care of me, her, and this baby off $8 an hour. So as a man, I'm like, I gotta get a better job. I gotta find something, you know, that's paying more money. And you know, I had some legal stuff going on at the time, which prevented me from getting a bunch of different jobs. But Owens and Minor finally gave me a chance, man, and you know, and they brought me in making like $12 an hour. So I'm like, 8 to 12. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm balling now. I got money now.
Yeah.
You know, as a 21-year-old, you know, making $12 an hour, that was a lot of money to me. So I was just in my mindset, what can I do to set myself up, you know, so this when this baby comes into this world, this baby ain't got to struggle, this baby ain't got to worry about nothing, you know. And as men, that's what we're supposed to do, you know. Not saying we're supposed to be the breadwinner, but we're supposed to make sure everything is structured, though, lay the foundation for everything. You know, we lay the foundation, and that's all I was trying to do, lay me a foundation. And I'm about to forgot the damn question. You're gonna have to edit that.
Like when you really look at it, like when I look at having a child,
Right.
like one thing that has really taught me was love, like how you really love somebody.
Correct. I got you now.
Like when you really think about it, bro.
I got you now.
We had a concept of love before we had children.
Correct.
But bro, it's different, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think about how many times them babies make you mad, bro. Think about how many times the babies make you mad and upset. And it's like no matter how mad they get you, no matter how many times they don't listen and follow directions, bruh, it's like, dog, nothing don't change. I mean,
The
you
love
mad,
is there.
but it's like,
That's never gonna change.
well, that's my baby.
And I bump heads with my oldest child. You know, he's about to be a teenager. We bump heads all the time.
Yeah.
Because he think he know everything, and he don't think I know nothing.
Yeah.
So we bump heads.
Yeah.
You know, I done raised him to be an alpha male and know how to stand on his own 2 feet, be independent. That's how I raised him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I raised him without his mother from 8 months. So all he know is how to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then when 2 alpha males meet, they do this right here.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what me and him do. We know we butt heads all the time, but the love is like unconditionally, and he knows it. Mm-hmm. And I'm hard on him for a reason because I don't want him to experience some of the things that I had to experience, you know, growing up as a young teenager. Mm-hmm. You know, you go through a lot from that age of 13 to 17. It's a lot of stuff you encounter,
mm-hmm.
you know. And then my baby girl, it's like,
What I think.
It is so different.
No, ain't
It's
nothing
like
it,
it's so different. Like I probably beat my baby probably once or twice in her life. Like I don't spank her like that.
Yeah.
I give her them talks and that's enough.
Yeah.
She going to tears. It's off my voice. So it's a different love. You know, I love on her and I'm very like affectionate with her. And one thing that I've learned about from parenting is as men we usually we're very affectionate with our daughters and we love on our daughters, baby girl, we kiss on them, you know, we hug all on them. With the boys is, all right, you got to be strong, you got to be tough, don't you cry, all right, get your work done. And there's always, you know, that's how we are. So with me growing up as a single parent, you know, without his mom being and me not having a girlfriend for the first, from 8 months till he was 2 years old, all he had was me. And I had to learn how to, I got to be daddy, but I also got to be mama too, and give him some love. You know, let him lay on my shoulder, let him lay on my lap. You know what I'm saying? Kiss him on his forehead. He 12, I still try to do it. He can't stand it. But that's my boy though. Yeah. And as men, sometimes we're taught like, again, always to be macho. Yeah. When hell, we all got a soft side to us. All right. We all got a soft side to us. So I try to get my kids to where they thinking. I don't want you to think like you always got to walk around with your chest poked out. Yeah. Bro, it's okay to chill out and relax, and you know, it's okay. Yeah. All right, it's okay to cry sometimes. You know, I had a long conversation with both of my oldest kids a couple weekends ago. You know, and basically explaining to them the things that I do for them. You know, not monetary value. You know, making sure they get into the school on time, doctor's appointments. You know, taking them to the park, taking them to the out to a lodge or to the gym. You know, all the little stuff that I do for them, I do it because I love you. I want to see you succeed. I take them to the library, drop them off. You know, with Mar, I can drop him off now. He's older. He got a cell phone. I can leave him there. And hey, call him when you get your work done. So it's gonna be that different love, man. And you know, one of my boys, you know, his lady asked him one time, you know, why don't you love me the way you love, you know, our child? That's a different love. I can't love my woman the same way I love my child. That's two different loves. Yeah. You know, this right here, I created this. You know, you my woman. We're growing together, but at the same time, I have to raise these. I have to raise these kids. And again, I don't want my boys growing up not knowing how to be affectionate and love somebody. Because again, we didn't really have that coming up. Yeah. You know, we didn't have a man to show us how to look. We didn't see nobody really loving our mother like that. We didn't see that. And you know, and from that 1 year in Tree Trail when Big Amp did come live with us, 97, like that year of him being there taught me so much, and I learned so much within that 1 year of him being there with us. You know, and that let me know, like, it's important for a man to be in the house. All right. You know? And again, it ain't always got to be your daddy. Yeah. And that joker used to be cooking, boy. And he can cook. And he made fire Kool-Aid. Yeah. Boy, you remember when we got to whoop him down for drinking the Kool-Aid? And do you remember that? Yeah. That man was too mad. He said, I made this Kool-Aid. I put a mark right here on the Kool-Aid jug. Y'all ain't know that, though. Who dropped the Kool-Aid?
Boy, I used to be scared of Elk. Boy, I ain't gonna front with you,
up,
I used to be too scared. I used to be scared of Elk people, boy. I'm telling you.
Ain't but one man in his life right now that I'm really scared of. Yeah. And that's Elk to this day. He just got this tone, man. Hey. Like when he mean business, he mean business.
I used to be scared of, boy, I'm telling you, man, when that one time that joke had asked me to get something out that cabinet. Right. And I was like, I don't see it. And he was just standing there looking at me like, so you don't see it? Right. I was like, you know me, I'm already scared. I'm like, I don't see it. That joker slapped me upside the head. What he say is right there in front of your face.
Yeah.
And I remember I just started crying. I'm like, well, I'd be so scared of this man, bro, because like he was like the first man that really ever disciplined me. You know, like ain't nobody ever like another man ever disciplined us. I mean, Uncle Tyrone was cool. You know, we get around you know, we laugh and fun and games, but I had never really experienced having a man discipline me before.
And that's what I love most about Big Amp, dog. His discipline. You know, and that's one thing that, you know, guys should know. It's okay to love a child that ain't yours. You know, that's like being a football coach or a basketball coach. You have kids that come to you every year and know they're not your kids, but you love them. You gonna make sure they straight.
That's real.
It's the same thing with dating a woman, which I hope that anybody that date, you know, my kids' mom, you know, they love my kids.
Straight up.
You know, and that's not something that I would be jealous about. You know, not just getting double love. That's like my woman I have right now. My kids love her.
All right.
Like to pieces. They love her because she showed them love. You know, and she disciplined them. You know, as far as getting on them. You know, making sure they clean their room up and stuff like that, and being stern with them. You know, but we don't beat our kids though. Yeah. I don't have to beat them to discipline them. You know, hell, I'm gonna make you sit down and look in your eye, and we're gonna talk like men.
Yeah.
You know? Now my youngest one.
Yeah.
Listen, that one right there is gonna be the one.
Yeah.
He the one. I gotta have my eyes on him. Cause he's special. Yeah. He's smart. And it's like he book smart and he got street smart in a sense. You know, he got common sense.
Yeah.
You know, and it's them two together, you got a deadly child. This boy 5 years old. You know, been talking whole sentences since he was 1.
Yeah. I be about to put that joker in a chokehold, boy. He come over the
Oh, man. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to, man. So it's like, and it's crazy how you can love each child. You love them the same, but you love them differently, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's certain love. It's different relationship with all your kids. I don't love none of my kids as far as the same. We all got different relationships. You know, and then all my kids got a piece of me too.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that, you know, I've been kind of like just kind of monitoring and observing. You know, this is how I label my kids. So Amar, you know, I call that's Ron Ray.
Yeah.
All right, that's Ron Ray. He's a political person, you know, he's the friendly person, you know, shaking everybody's hand type of dude. You know, that's just him. He's a people's person.
Yeah.
You know, he athletic, you know, always smiling, laughing. That's Ron Ray. All right, my daughter, that's the person that most people don't get to see.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be at the house actually chilling with me, you know, because she goofy, but at the same time she quiet though.
All right.
You know, but, you know, just laugh out of nowhere. You know, that's the goofy Ron. Now this last one, that's Kid Ray Jr. Xavier is Kid Ray Jr. to the T. All right? And anybody that was in high school with me, you know, 05 on down, you know, Kid Ray was, you know, that was that dude.
Yeah.
That was that dude. He's a legend. He's a legend out here in these streets. But my youngest son, he act just like my other. It's the other me. Kid Ray is like the other me. It's my nickname, but it's like another version of me though. The other side of me. And my youngest son, that is him. Yeah. You know, he nice, cool, but he got a temper. He you know, he gonna say whatever he want to say. Whatever come to his mind, he gonna get off his chest. And I'm the same way. If I feel a certain way about something, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah. If I don't like you, I'm gonna tell you. Straight up. You know. And he's just one of them people. Like, if he don't mess with you, he ain't gonna say nothing to you. He just look at you.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, whatever.
Man, that man told me they was at the house in the room. So I'm telling, I want all y'all to get y'all butt out here and come sit down. No more going in the room. Right. That joker had came out. He looked at me for a while. He said, I'm gonna call my daddy. I said, nigga, we'll call your daddy. Yeah. I said, I'm finna call your daddy for you. Boy, you finna go home. He's sitting over there in the corner just looking at me.
That's how he do it.
Look at you. Boy, I say, I'm finna call your daddy for real now. I say, ain't nobody else getting up. Ain't no more questions about it. Right. Y'all finna sit right here. I say, man, who this man think he is? Oh, I'm gonna call my daddy.
Yeah.
I say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna call him for you. For real. But yeah, man, that Zay, man, he ain't nothing to play
Man,
around
he ain't nothing to play with, man. But at the end of the day, though, I see him as a real special kid, though.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think sports is his calling.
Yeah, straight up.
I think he's gonna be something more than that. More than just bouncing a basketball, running the football.
Straight up.
I really see him doing something bigger than that. Like, you know, he's gonna be a CEO of some kind of business. What that business is, I don't know, but I just see him as a businessman.
Yeah.
You know, when I run my businesses, he's right there.
Yeah.
He want to put the vacuum in. You know, he want to blow the balls up. You know, he want to pull out my ladders, pull out the cones. Like, that's my junior. If I had a junior, that's my junior right there.
Yeah.
That's my junior.
Straight up. This something that I get a lot also. So a lot of times when people were saying, like, you know, they'll see my son,
Right.
and the first thing they'll say is, "Oh boy, I know he hooping." And I'm like, "No, not really. I mean, I ain't really even pushing him in that direction." It's like,
Right.
I don't. When I like, how do you feel about pushing your children in certain areas, or like, how are you pushing what direction are you pushing them in, and how do you determine that? Because I think it's hard for some people to just let the children be.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get your perspective on that, like pushing children in certain directions.
Well, yeah, man. And see, we as adults, we got to understand we can't live our life through our kids.
That's real.
They're going to be who they want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, and at a young age, okay, yeah, we can push them in football, push them in basketball. What we really should be pushing right now is the education. You know,
real.
Push education first, and everything else gonna fall in place.
That's real.
You know, I ain't started playing basketball until I got in middle school.
Yeah.
And I turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that just because I didn't start at a young age. I mean, my youngest son, he's not interested. He tried soccer this past year, and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
He told me, "Daddy, I don't never want to play soccer again." And all I could do was laugh. Like, all right, well, you ain't got to play no more. He was so serious. And I asked him, the first time I asked him about playing basketball, he was like, "Dad, I don't want to play basketball." Yeah. And at first, it kind of like, dang, my son don't want to play the sport that I love.
Yeah.
Like, I love basketball, and he don't want to play.
Yeah.
And at first, you know, it kind of bothered me a little bit. But then, you know, after I actually sat down and thought about it, I talked to my girl about it, I'm like, you know, it don't really matter if he don't like what I like.
Straight up.
I want him to be him. Mm-hmm. You know, and all of them. You know, at first I was pushing my daughter in tennis. Mm-hmm. She didn't like tennis though.
Yeah.
I found she liked volleyball.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about putting her in volleyball. Mm-hmm. We just happened to go to a trial one day. She looked all right, but then every day after that, I want to go to the gym. I want to work on volleyball. Can you buy me a volleyball? I need knee pads. I need tights.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm not pushing her now. Now all I'm doing is just guiding her and leading her along the way now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, with me, I don't push my kids. Everybody think that I push Mar to play basketball. No, Mar just came out the womb like that.
He love that.
I played ball. His mother played basketball. Yeah. It just happened. Mm-hmm. You know, ever since from a baby, his mom traveled everywhere with me on basketball tournaments. As he was a little baby in the car seat, he rode everywhere out of town. Mm-hmm. You know, he's been in the gym ever since 3 years old, dribbling, crossing the ball over. You know, shout out to Rudy Bill Boyd.
Yeah.
My son trained with him every day. That's one of the first kids I trained. And my son, as a 3-year-old, was training with this high school kid. Every time we trained, they were together. Mm-hmm. And now, you know, he's in middle school. So now, it's at this point now, it's like, okay, you got 2 more years now, because 6th grade over. You got 2 more years to figure out if sports is really going to be what you want. Mm-hmm. We're going to push education all day long. That's what's important to me is education. You know, because our mom did a phenomenal job, you know, raising us. But at the same time, she was working a lot of the times. You know, she worked at Talking Charlie was she go to work at 6:30, supposed to get off at 2:30, but may end up having to work a double and don't get home at 6:30, 8:30, 10 o'clock at night. So she didn't really push us into school. We just had that mentality of I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna get my work done, you know, and that's that. But at the same time, we didn't have Facebook. You know, we didn't have YouTube like that. YouTube wasn't that big. You know, the video games always been around, but these kids now, and then we didn't have smartphones.
Yeah.
You know, these kids now, you know, they'll sit on our phone all day long. That's one thing I am pushing. We're not just gonna sit in front of a screen all day long, playing video games, being on the phone. We're gonna get outside and just do something active, do something productive. I don't care if it's chalk, I don't care what it is, but you gotta do something active. You know, not just sit in the house all day and just be on the phone. All right, but to the parents that are pushing, you know, that's cool. But what if that kid don't want that though?
It's real.
You know, he could be doing it just cause, man, my daddy played, he like it, he want me to do it, so I'm just gonna do it. But have y'all really sat down and talked to your child though and asked them, is this what you really want?
It's real.
You know, my son with football, I pushed him to play football because all my friends got kids and all their kids play football. I'm like, well, sure, my son will play football too. Go out there and bang. You know, we started with the Gators. Then I'm like, all right, we can go over to the Rattlers.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? And I found out in those 2-3 years that he was only playing because I wanted him to play. And I was pushing him to play. He wasn't really into it like that. He just was out there. He had fun, but it ain't what he wanted to do. He would rather just play basketball and work on his skills all year round.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, son, that's cool, because, you know, as our kids get older, they get their own voice, they get their own, you know, they become their own person. And as he got to that age, 9, 10, Daddy, this ain't what I want to do. And as a man, I had to let that pride go.
Yeah.
You know, hey, all right, son. Now everybody ask, why you saying, why he ain't playing football no more? Yeah, he don't want to play.
Straight up.
He gonna force him to play. He don't want to play. He don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, he liked the sport, but he just don't. That's not what he wants to do, though. He
Yeah.
want to be a basketball player. He like to go to school. You know, so yeah. With me, man, I'm not pushing I push my kids in a direction where I see them, you know, kind of leaning towards. Like my son, my youngest son, he's not into sports. But well, what is he into? He's into stuff that circulates, car washes, you know, tornadoes. And I don't know what that means as far as him getting older, but as of right now, I see that he's in the things that move, is what I see. So it was like, okay, how can I push him in that direction of, you know, things that move? I bought him we looked on Amazon and found out it's a little toy, that's a car wash. You put the car on there, you roll a little thing, it slide up, it go through the little brushes, it drop down into the little water, you can raise it up. You know, I'm like, okay, now he's learning this is how a car wash operates. All right? And that's something he's always been to. We go to the car wash, he go look at the window, he watch the cars go through. He looks at how everything move, where everything is spraying at. The place got new lights. I ain't even realize. He say, Daddy, they got some new lights. He call it lava lights. You know, because it's red.
Yeah.
So now it's like, Daddy, the lava light's coming on. You know? Now he knows if I pay more money and get the $20 one, it's a blue light that come on.
Yeah.
Daddy, get the blue one. Get the blue one, Daddy. I'm like, boy, I'm like spending these $20 so you can see this blue light. So I did it for him last week. You know, I paid the $20 so we can go through the car wash and he can see the blue light come on. All right, but again, it ain't about the money right then. I'm letting my son, I'm pushing him in a direction right now. He want to see how this car wash work. Who knows, when he get older, he may own his own chain of car washes.
For real.
You know, so we can't get caught up in sports. There's more ways than getting out of your situation than sports or, you know, or rapping, you know.
That's real.
Education is key. And then I always teach my kids, when I say education is the key, I'm not saying that, oh, you got to go to college. That's
Alright.
that's the big picture of, that's your main goal, college. That's what everybody, no, that ain't, I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is, you can be a carpenter. You can be a plumber.
All that.
All right? You can go work in a warehouse if you want to, work your way up and make buku money.
Yeah.
You can work at UPS, start out, and I met a guy making $70,000 driving trucks.
All right.
You know, it's a lot of ways to make money. A degree is cool, but I also know a person that got a degree, he not even working in his field.
All right.
I know somebody that got a degree and don't even have a job.
All right.
So yeah, that's cool. And see, that's one thing we should get back into schools is trades.
Yes, sir.
Teach these kids how to be something.
That's real.
Not just, you know, every kid ain't good. And I'm one of them kids. I wasn't good at math. I don't like, you know, test taking.
Yeah.
You know, I was smart, you know, but not all the way book smart like that. You know, I graduated with a 3.2, but college is what my thing though. But that don't mean, oh, my life ain't what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to find your way now. What are you good at? What do you love?
Straight up.
All right, and when I started the hoop school, that was just something off that I love. You know, and it's plenty of way. I teach my kids all the time, man. You know, don't think that you going to college, that's what's gonna make daddy proud.
Yeah. All right.
If you go to college, that's cool. You're doing it for yourself. That's cool.
Yeah. Straight up.
All right, and our family, far as males, we got 2, 3. And maybe you finna be 4, bro, in our family that I know of that done been to college and graduated.
Yeah.
Greg,
Yeah,
Demetrius,
me.
Ed graduated, and I think you're about to be the 4th one. Oh, and Edwin just graduated recently.
Okay.
And our brother Colton just graduated.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a lot of males, and again, all them young, we all in the same age group.
Straight up.
So it's not a lot of guys above us, older than us in our family that we had to look up to and like, well, dang, he went to college. I want to be like,
Yeah.
All my uncles got it from the muscle.
Yeah. Straight up.
You know, Uncle Tyrone seemed like he always had money
Yeah. Yeah. Uncle working.
as a young man, but he was a working man.
Yeah. Straight up.
You know, so sometimes I think we get caught up in pushing our kids certain directions. I'm not saying let the kid just sit here all day long and just be on the phone and be a slob. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying let your kid be who they are. You know, they're going to be their own person. I never thought my daughter would play volleyball. But now she's like serious about it. She always, Daddy, I'm going to go UF and I'm playing volleyball for UF. That's her dream.
Let's get it.
Okay, if that's what your dream is, I'm going to give you the tools and I'm going to push you in that direction.
Let's get it.
Because that's what you want to do. All right? So yeah, man.
Straight up. That's good, you know, because I remember watching this one thing, I don't know where, I think I was watching it on Netflix or something like that. And it was about these 3 different parents that were, I think it was called trophy parents or something like that. And it was about their children being like it was one man who was like pushing his daughter in golf. And the girl ain't necessarily like golf, but I'm talking about, man, the man was just so inconsiderate toward his daughter. And I'm talking about he was so hard on this girl, man. At anything she did, bro, he just like down her throat. And the little girl was, she was young, bro. She probably was like 10, bro, 10, 11 or something like that. And he was just down this girl's throat, bro. And I'm talking about talking to her all types of ways. There was the other guy who had his son playing football. He was out of California. He was going to Mater Dei. I'll never forget that dude. And his son, the man and the wife they were separated. Right. So he would get his son. So his son was like, man, Dad, I want to go spend the summer with my mom, man. You know, I'm with you all the time.
Correct.
So he had to go. He was, asking his dad if he can go, and his dad, oh, you being soft, you supposed to be here all summer work, and he like, Dad, bro, I've been doing this all year.
I need a break,
bro. I'm trying to go, and he down the man's throat, he just talked with them, and it was just the whole series was about these three parents and the way that they were with their children. I'm just looking at it like, why? I couldn't do it, dog. You know, because I can only imagine where that child is. You know,
and that's where people don't realize. Yeah, that kid may end up getting success from you down their throat. You pushing them, but later in life, what you gonna do when they're a grown man?
Straight up.
Or a grown woman?
Now they hate you.
Now they hate you. That's like the Jackson 5. They had all the success in the world, but Joe used to beat their butt. He used to scream and yell at them, and they ain't like him.
Crazy, dog.
Did they have success? Yes, they did. They had major success. But you losing your child though. And to me, that ain't worth it. Now again, I'm not saying don't push your child. If they're doing something that they want to do, by all means, push them to the max. Try to make, show them, if they really trying to get to the NFL, the NBA, that takes dedication and work. You got to push them. But don't just push them to be pushing because that's what you want from them.
All right.
You can't force a child to be anything.
That's real.
You can't force nobody to be anything, man.
That's real, man. Yeah, you made some good points on that education too, man. Because
that's important, bro.
We gotta. I think our children. Now, this is something that I was just telling my boy this the other day. Yeah. I'm like, knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is power.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Because somebody can have all the knowledge in the world and don't do nothing with it. So
right.
It's like, so why you know all that? Like, why you read all them books and did all that studying to not even use it? Like, you ain't even putting the stuff to into use. But when you get that knowledge, that's where wisdom comes in. Wisdom is applying the knowledge, knowing how to apply the knowledge that you've gained.
Correct.
So it's like, I want to teach my children to, I want for you to get this knowledge and this education and now use it to your benefit. Don't just learn the stuff, man, learn it. And now, like the trades, when you learn a skill, now you have to learn to apply that skill to your life.
Right.
And that skill can gain you income.
Correct.
It's like, if I learn how to fix a toilet, okay, now I got that knowledge. Now I have to learn how to use that knowledge, to my own benefit now. It's like, now I can start my own business.
Right.
Or I might just run into people who say, hey, I got a problem at my house with my toilet. Like, oh, you need... Boom, now you got the tools to go and do that, and people will pay you to solve problems. I mean, that's all really everything is about. There's a problem, and now you need someone who can come and fix the problem.
Correct.
It's like supply and demand.
Yes,
there's a demand for people to be entertained. So people will pay you to entertain them as far as basketball, football, but it's like, I feel like that's the only time we understand the supply and demand when it comes to sports. And it's like, our children can be so many other things.
There's so many other things you can be, man.
So many other things. It's like, I learned this stuff, I've been in school studying media. So it's like, how can I use, like, people be like, well, I ain't know you do graphic design. Like, when you started doing that? I'm like, bro, literally, I ain't even take a graphic design class. I just had one assignment in one of my classes. They were like, hey, I'm gonna teach you to make a quick logo. Man, the dude just gave us a quick tutorial on how to make a tree, bro. 3 triangles, a big triangle, a medium triangle, and a small triangle. And then he had us put a circle around it, put some color on it, put a name at the bottom, and he was like, hey, you just made a logo. And I was like, oh, shoot. That's kind of easy.
Right.
Like, that's kind of straight. And I started working on it, practicing. I'm like, if it's that simple, like, now I'm going to learn how to apply this knowledge. I just received that knowledge, and I could have just been like, okay, go on to the next assignment. But I stuck right there, and I started practicing on my own time, just messing around with stuff. And I made my own, that Dad, Can We Talk? I say, man.
Applying knowledge.
That's a plot. Literally, bro, like, when I started this, I'm like, I can make a logo for my podcast. I don't got to go to anybody else. I just got the knowledge. last week in that class, and I said, man, you know what? I'm finna make my own logo. Now the first iteration of it, it was trash. You know, I ain't like it, but I was like, okay, I like that. It's kind of straight. And I started looking back in it, and I went back into it, messed around with it, and I came out with that.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, boom, I think this right here, this is it. You know, and it was just applying the knowledge. So it's like, we got to teach our children to obtain knowledge, but not just for the sake of knowledge.
Right.
We're going to obtain knowledge to apply this knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And that's something I'm on my children about all the time. You know, I tell Azriel all the time, she's smart. And I'm like, you smart, Azriel. You're very smart. But just because you're smart, at times you don't use what you know. You act like you don't know things. Like,
yes, sir.
and I know that you know certain things, and that's why I'm upset with you, because I know you know.
Right.
Because she'll tell me quick, oh, daddy, I know that. Well, you don't act like it.
Right.
and that's why I'm upset with you right now, because you think it's about the fact that you know it. I don't care about you knowing it, because things that you do at times make me feel like you don't know it.
Right.
And I know that you do. Now I want you to apply what you know to the situation and do better, man. That's all I'm asking you to do.
That's all it's about.
And I think that's something that we really gotta push with our children. Education, but not just education for the sake of it, but to apply it.
Gotta be applied.
But yeah, man, that's so we done hit on almost every point, man, that I really wanted to hit on. One thing I did want to say, man, and when I want you to kind of talk about, I want people to understand this, you know, how hard it was, you know, because we done hit on a couple points about it. Like growing up, man, you know, I think about, and this is why I say I appreciate you, man, and like when because I know certain things that you've been through, and I appreciate you, bro, because it's like, I think back, it ain't hit me until a couple of months ago. I started really thinking like, dang, like bro really used to be, like bro really had it hard growing up, because you were the oldest. You know, you mama oldest child and you daddy oldest child.
Yeah.
So you
she expected a lot out of me, man. You know, and she held me to a different standard than you and Amp.
Yeah.
And you know, at times, you know, it used to make me mad because she was so hard on me, but then she wasn't as hard on y'all.
Yeah.
And you know, my child, like I tell my kids all the time, I was 7 years old on the weekends. Like right now, Saturday, mama be at work.
Yeah.
I'm watching a 5-year-old and a 12-month baby at 7 years old. I had to learn how to, you know, cook oatmeal and grits in the microwave, then learn to cook it on the stove.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have just like a regular childhood where I can just sit around and just play video games on Saturday and watch TV all day. I had responsibilities.
That's real.
You know, I had to change my brother's diaper. You know,
real.
it was a lot of stuff I had to do. I held the house down for my mom. You know, she didn't have a man. You know, there was no father in the house like that. So I had to be a father to you and Elle. You know, as well as a big brother. So it was. I know it was times where y'all probably thought I was being hard and being mean as hell. But at the same time, I had to hold it down for mama though.
That's real.
Y'all got out of line, I had to get y'all back in line.
That's real.
You know, if I had to beat your butt, hey, I'm gonna beat your butt then.
Yeah.
And again, I got jumped a few times. Y'all boys got on me, you know, but I think the way we growed up, I wouldn't go back and change it though.
That's real.
Because I think that's what make us closer. And man, you know, just me and my mom, we got a great relationship, but it's a lot of stuff that I was never able to talk to her about because I didn't feel comfortable. You know, and that's where that dad comes into the picture. You know, even though he wasn't in the house, if he just would have been around, you know, I got access to call him, access to text him. You know, Pops come out and holler at you. I didn't have that access. So a lot of stuff that, you know, I went through in life, I had to bottle in, and then one day just, you know, explode. They thinking I'm just acting out. But it's because I had all this stuff building up in my life that y'all don't know about because I ain't even telling nobody. And then when something happened, I let it out and I go hard. And that's why now, you know, at 33, I try to, you know, make sure I don't hold stuff in because I know how I can get, you know. Pressure bust pipes, you know. And I think it's a lot of males like me right now that's growing up that's looking for that person to talk to, that person to confide to confide in, and they don't have it, which results to them now to go out here in the street, act tough. Right. I'm finna go shoot this nigga because he gonna say some stupid shit to me. Real. You know, and I teach my kids, man, words can't hurt you.
All right, straight up.
You know, they can call you pussy this, nigga this. If they not physically putting their hands on you or threatening you,
that's real.
Leave the situation alone. Just walk away. Now, if that situation follows you, now you gotta do what you're just gonna have to do.
Straight up.
And seeing a lot of times coming up, you know, guys would mess with me, you know, and you know they'll pick me about little stuff. And I didn't have nobody to coach, man, you know, this was happening at school. You know, I ain't had nobody to talk to, so I had to hold that stuff in until one day, you know, I finally got in a situation with an older guy. You know, he beat me up, my first fight I ever lost, and it changed my whole aspect on how I reacted to dudes. Yeah. From that day forward, I told myself, I ain't gonna never let nobody touch me or put their hands on me. I'm gonna whoop anybody that do it to me. I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna make an example out of them. You know, and that's the part that people don't really get to see that anger in me. I don't like letting that person out. You know, I can turn red. Like I'm a black ass dude. I can turn red, and I can be, you know, I can be that dude. I don't like letting it out though, because that ain't me. I'd rather be, you know, smiling, happy ass Ronald Ray. That's me. You know, and I just think that a lot of that come from just my childhood, just not being able to talk to people about a certain situation. You know, I went to this party in motor school, and my mama don't even know about this fight. Yeah, I'm there having a good time. Big Ant was throwing. That's when we had the outlets. You know, they talked about it the other day. You know about bringing it back. You know, some of the outlet, the little team party. I'm in it by myself. I don't really know nobody. I just met a few people from AU basketball, and you know, so I'm just vibing though. You know, some females, and this is one dude just keeps staring at me the whole night. I don't even know him. Never seen him before. Yeah. So long story short, after the little club over here at 12, you know, one of my friends come up to me and was like, "Hey, it's this dude behind the building say he want to fight you." I'm like, "What?" Nah, I'm straight on that. He's like, "Nah, man, bump that. Go whoop that nigga, Ron." So I'm like, you know, all right. I go walk back there. So first thing I do when I walk back there, I'm like, "Bro, who is you?" He said, "Dog, that don't matter, man, but let me get that." I'm like, "Bro, if you want to fight, that's cool." I said, "But I don't even know who you is, what we fighting about." Yeah. And he just swung at me. I weaved it. Yeah. And I swung, I tried to knock every teeth out of his mouth. Bah! And again, after I hit him, he kind of fell, and I stood over him, and I said, "You know what? I can beat the mess out of you right now." I said, "But bro, I don't even know you. I don't even know what we fighting for." And I walked off. After that person never messed with me again. To this day, when we see each other, it's, "Okay, what's up, bro?" Yeah. You know, but it's stuff like that. I couldn't talk to it about it. I ain't want mama to get mad at me. You know, I'm thinking that if I tell her that, then she would get mad, trying to beat my butt or something. So I held it in. You know, it's other situations, people, you know, they mess with me in school. I ain't had nobody to talk to. And that's why it was one time, I'm in the 10th grade, you was in the 8th grade. You came to me and was like, "Man, bro, this boy messed with me at school." I had that done to me at school. Somebody messing with me in middle school, and I ain't had nobody to talk to about it. I ain't had nobody to go see about this person. You know, as a young boy, you know, you look weak if you get your mama come to the school and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that make you look weak. Oh, he got his mama coming up there. So my brother, when you came up and said that this guy was messing with you about your lunch money, whatever it may have been, I'm like, my little brother coming to me. You know, he ain't got no dad to go to. He got somebody to come to. He got a big brother. So I'm gonna go handle the situation. Man, I'm gonna go handle that. Yeah, that's my little brother. I'm finna go handle that.
Oh shoot!
And I did the very next day. Got home from school, you know, walked up to Bishop, and I took the cabin.
Golly,
and it was a crazy situation. And again, you know, it was stuff like that. It's like, oh boy, Ron, you know, he crazy. No, I wasn't that I was crazy. But I got a strong love. When I love. If I mess with you, I mess with you. If you my boy, you my boy. I don't do halfway stuff. I ain't that type of dude. You know, if I genuinely love you, you my boy, and most of my homeboy, I call them my brothers. Yeah. You know, cause y'all like an extension of family to me. And it's at this point now, it's more than just what up, bro. You know, what up, dog. You know, you my boy. No, we all got families. Y'all are an extension of my family now. I tell my kids, Uncle Derek, Uncle Ron, you know, Uncle Jamal, they're my homeboys, but they're my brothers too, though. You know, but yeah, man, you know, that's why this show is important, man. You know, it may be someone that need to hear this. You know, it may be someone that need to hear this, bro. You know, maybe it's a grown man, maybe it's a young man. You know, to hear the different stories that people have been through. And again, you know, it's a lot more stuff that we can go in detail about, but you know, that'll be for another time, a different show. That's real. You know, but as men, we all encounter different things, man, and it's what you do after that, man. It's what I've learned. It's how you handle the situation going forward. You know, I had a situation where, you know, some of my homeboys, and it's like, you know, do you resent them for life? You hate them? Nah. You know, you deal with the situation and then you move on. And you gotta just build on it. You know, so I'm just happy that you had me on here, bro. I'm happy that you're doing what you're doing. Like, to me, it may seem small to you right now, but in the eyes of, you know, of us, you know, the dads, the audience, like, this is huge. You know, you're creating a platform, you know, for fathers to come on and share their stories. You know, whether it may have been, you know, all peachy, you know, mom and dad in the house and everything was just perfect to you. Or maybe like us, well, we had a strong black mother in the house. Right. You know, we didn't have that father figure, you know. But that's why now as a grown man, I try to keep in contact with the youth. I try to make sure I don't get too old on them. Yeah. You know, I still want to be, you know, personable with them. You know, to where they don't mind sitting down and, hey man, Coach Ron, man, you know, it's what I had some of the most craziest stories. All right. Like, for instance, to some people this may seem funny. You know, some people laugh when I tell them this story, but to me, it was everything. This one young man called me. He's in college. This happened last year. He had FAMU. He's at FAMU, went to East Side. He called me last year. He said, Coach, man, I finally was able, you know, to get some of that cologne you was telling me about, the Sauvage. Yeah. He said, I saved me some money up, and I got me some. He said, but Coach, how I wear it? And I was like, what you mean how you wear it? And at first I was like, man, he playing a joke, man. He playing a joke on me, man. What you mean how you wear the cologne? Yeah. You know, it's a strong cologne, so you really don't need a bunch of it. So, and again, he was so free, like, Coach, I don't want to put too much on. So I'm like, oh, he for real? So I'm like, well, you know, put one spray on your neck, you know, a spray on your shirt, and a spray on your hand, and then you rub it on your arms, rub it around your face and on your neck and stuff. Yeah. And I said, and the center last all day long. He said, well, thank you, Coach, man, I need that. I'm going on a little date tonight. I ain't want to overdo it. Yeah. And to me, you know, that was huge that he even reached out to me. But I know this young man, his father's around, but he's not in his life though. Yeah. You know? And again, I know that, which is why when he hit me, I ain't just like, man, come on, man, stop playing with me. Yeah. I knew he needed somebody to reach out to. And he chose me.
Yeah.
And I ain't let him down. I thought it was a little funny at first, but as he kept talking, like, he's for real about this. And again, it's just little acts like that. Sometimes I think that we, as men, some men overlook it. How you put a tie on. Everybody know how to wear a tie, how to tie a tie. How does, getting outside your element of when, Jordans, and Nikes. My son laughed at me when I showed him these dress shoes. He like, man, Daddy, what is that? I'm like, boy, these some of the top-notch dress shoes. What are you talking about? It's cold, huh? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to teach them it's more to life than, the Nikes and the Jordans, man. You got to see it's a whole nother life that we ain't even seen. It's a world bigger than Gainesville. Some people don't believe that. It's a world bigger than your neighborhood. So as a man now, I try to reach out. Every time I take my son out of town and we're going to do boy stuff, hey man, call 2 of your friends. Yeah. Tell them to come with us. Tell them I'm giving $50. I got everything else, man. So whatever big thing that we do, last time it was paintballing. I knew it was gonna cost them about $50. All the food, hotel or whatever, I'm gonna take care of that. And we do that at least twice a year where I take him and his homeboys. And now I'm finna start doing it for my daughter because I don't want to leave my daughter. I can hang with the girls too. I can bring my lady. And, we can hang with the girls. Because now she asking me with Daddy. I want to take one of my friends out of town. Okay, baby, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. I didn't think you was a girl but want to hang with your daddy. Think you probably want to do it with your mama, but if you want to do it with me, that's cool too. Cause I can relate to girls too. Right. I can be cool. So yeah. But yeah, bro, man, I definitely appreciate you having me on, man. I think you're gonna do wonders with this, man, and I think the world needs to hear this, man. And not just my story, but everybody's story. From the way they grew up, from marriage, and just man stuff. I heard you talk the other day. I'm gonna cut this on short, but a lot of times, like we go to the barbershop for conversation, is mainly about sports, though. It's about LeBron. It's about Kobe. It's about MJ. It's about the Bulls. Who better, the Bulls or the Warriors? Or, and we don't really take the time to, hey man, bro, how the kids doing, man? How they doing in school, man? How they adjusting, man? How you doing as a father, man? And at my job, I meet a lot of new fathers. Yeah. I work at a pediatric clinic, and I always ask the fathers that are repeat people, hey man, how the baby been treating you, man? How the first month been? What you done learn as a father now? And I always try to be personal with the fathers that I do meet. And again, I don't leave the mamas. I talk to the mamas too, but I try to, that's my way of reaching out to different fathers. And it's not just black guys. I got a Spanish guy and white guy. I mean, whoever that give me a time to listen to what I gotta say or give me an ear, I try to talk to them. Yeah. Because I've had a bunch of experiences. Yeah. I got 12 years in. Straight up. Then plus 2 more. Yeah. So I got a lot of experience. I don't know everything, but I do have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge that I'm willing to give to new parents or whoever willing to listen to me. So yeah, bro, this is definitely, man, it's a perfect platform for it. That's real. And yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Much love, bro. Much love, respect, bro. For sure. Most definitely.
Yeah, dog. It's like I say, it took a long time for me to really, just be able to even tell you, because my wife always knew. I was always like, man, I always wanted to just be around my brother. Like, right. It was, you were just that person that, like you said, I had kind of looked at you. I'm like, shoot, boy, I mean, if there's anybody that I do look to as a man, like I look to my brother. And it just took, I ain't never know as a young man how to just express that. So I was always mad, like, I hate Ron, But in reality, it's like I'm saying that, but it's like, man, I just love Ron, and I don't know how to get that out to bro. I don't know how to get that out, and then it's like he ain't doing what I think he should do. We ain't had that relationship like that, right? And so I used to just be mad, like, oh, I hate this man, dog. And it's like, and I'm saying that stuff, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, dog, like, you was that person that made me feel safe. Correct. Like, and people won't say stuff like that, but it's like, no, I need a security. You know, I needed security as a young man, and my security came. You know, I'll tell anybody, boy, when I used to be around my brother, that's when I felt safe. Like, boy, I'm straight. I ain't got nothing to worry about, because I know I'm with my brother. Like, my brother is the one that make me feel good. You know, he make me feel safe. You know,
right? That's real.
You know, and I just had that. You know, you were funny. It was like I just got a joy just from being around my brother, and it's like, and I just admired you, bro. It's like, especially, you know, seeing everything you had been through, and then you know, you hit on it. You know, I seen you, you know, raising your child, you know, for a while, like a single dad, and I'm like, I had never even, that wasn't even something I had ever even seen. It was like, dang, like, shoot, people always be saying, you know, daddies do this and daddies do that, and it's like, shoot, I'm seeing my brother like really taking care of his child, you know, and that thing was just something for me. I'm like, man, that's so real, dog, and it was just something that really changed my mind. And then, you know, for me to have my own children, and I just started really appreciating it, like, you know, because I know how much I need my wife, you know, I know how much I look to my wife, you know, for that support and, you know, that help.
Right, most definitely.
And then I'm like, shoot, man, bro was doing that. I mean, it just elevate my respect for you and for my mama, you know, like, just knowing that there's people out there that don't have what I have, like, don't have that partner that they can lean on.
That's real.
And I'm like, shoot, boy, this some real stuff here, boy, trying to raise these children. And, you know, so, and that's why I just always said, you know, I really, like, my respect level just went here.
That's real, bro.
You know, when it came to that, man.
And believe it or not, bro, y'all may not have realized it, but as a young teenager, a lot of the stuff that I was going through, I shielded y'all from it. I tried to, at least. Yeah. You know, real. I tried to shield y'all from it to where y'all didn't have to do the stuff that I had to go through, or be a part of things that I was a part of. Yeah. You know, and when people look at us, they're like, well, dang, Ron is like this, but then the other two are completely different. And all of us are different.
That's real.
But it's like,
me and Elk was like,
I was the only one got involved really in the street life. Yeah. But it's because the streets kind of raised me a little bit. My mama, you know, she raised me now. But a lot of my teenage years, the streets kind of raised me. And by the streets, I mean just the guys in my neighborhood. Yeah. You know, Big Drew, you know, PJ, Jackamai, you know, all these older guys I seen in my neighborhood. They ain't know even Orion Green. I looked up to Orion Green. You know, he never even knew that. Yeah. But he was a person I thought he was. We walked the door. That was Jesus. Yeah,
that's real.
I'm like, boy, damn, that's Orion Green over there. That's Orion Green. But that y'all didn't realize though, everything that I was going through, I tried to make sure y'all didn't go through it. Y'all didn't see the stuff that I had to go through. You know, it was times I had to get into stuff that, you know, not a lot of people know about that side of me. Because I shielded it from everybody. But it was, you know, the ones that do know, you know, they know.
That's real.
But, and the same thing with my kids. I try to, which is why I'm glad my son is at Lincoln, because pretty much for 11 years of his life, I ain't gonna say I've been shielding him, but not really letting him see the other side of that life, even though I was like living it. Yeah. And now with him being at Lincoln, which is why I was vouching for him to get in his Lyceum program. He was smart as hell now. But I also wanted him to get in an uncomfortable, you know, zone. You know, when he gonna encounter some guys, you know, that ain't had a daddy. You know, some guys that, you know, the streets raising them. You know, some guys that, you know, they may be growing up in poverty. They ain't all got a peachy like you got a peachy. All right. And I tell my kids all the time, y'all are some blessed kids.
Straight up.
You know? It's not much that we wanted growing up, but it's a lot of stuff we didn't have though.
That's real.
You know, single mama, you know, and like she was working, you know, some big time job. Yeah. But she did what she had to do for her babies, and she did a damn good job too. Right. And which is why, you know, how I am not my kids. I know a lot of my friends, you know, they try to get every release date Jordan to come out. Their kids gotta have every darn shoe. And at first now, with Mari, I was doing that. Probably the first like 2 or 3 years of life. Every shoe came out, we own it. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. You gotta have it. Then I realized, well, hell, they foot from the grow. They don't get all these damn shoes. They don't give a damn about these damn shoes. They don't even know who Jordan is. They don't care. You know, if they go outside and go rub across the road and run through the dirt, they don't care because it don't have value to them.
It's crazy, man.
You know, it have value to us because we know who Jordan is. You know, and we both got J's on now.
Yeah.
You know, but we value the shoe though. Kids, they don't care. Long as they got something to put on. I'm not saying I'm finna go to, you know, and you know, buy some old Payless shoes, strap-ons and everything, because I know my kid, they want some Nikes and stuff, but I ain't got to get every release shoe. I done told my kid, it's more to life than that.
Straight up.
Yeah. We're trying to build for a bigger purpose, you know, so that's my take on fatherhood, man, and
it's real.
You know, I definitely, I love this life, man. I wouldn't trade it for no other life. You know, being able to raise my 3 kids and 2 of my kids on in my household. And fathers, if you don't have your kids in your household, that don't mean I gotta stop being a father.
All right.
No, now I just gotta work a little bit harder now.
That's real.
Because now I gotta call my kids now. Make sure they hear my voice. I gotta go pick them up now. Come stay at my house this week. I'm gonna come pick you up and take you out to eat or something and drop you back off to your mama house. And I let my kids know your home ain't your mama house. And no disrespect to her because she's a phenomenal mother. You know? Shout out to Bianca. You know, she's a phenomenal mother with my kids.
Straight up.
And I let my kids know you got 2 homes.
Straight up.
You got your daddy house, you got your mama house.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't force my kids or make them feel pressure to where they feel like, well, I don't want to upset them. No, wherever you feel like you need to go at, baby. My far as my oldest, my daughter. You know, she's getting older now, so you got a mindset. If you say, well, Dad, I want to stay with you this week, me and the mama should better communicate. Hey, she been with me this week, and we should be cool with that.
Straight up.
I'm not saying I'm trying to take it away from you, but she should be able to live where she want to live at. Whether it's a week here and a week there, and they ain't now in school. You know, I like them to be structured. You know what I'm saying? So during the week, I like them to be with their mom and be structured. And during the weekends, I get them and I keep them on Monday. You know, I take them to school 1 or 2 days out of the week, but I like them to be structured, but at the same time, hey, this y'all house too.
Straight up.
Y'all got a bed here, y'all got clothes here.
All right.
You know, this ain't no, oh, we just visiting that house. No, this y'all home. Y'all live here.
Straight up.
It may not be 24/7, but y'all live here though. You know, so one thing I do push my kids and let them know, just because y'all live with mom and not with me, that don't mean that it love you any less.
All right.
That don't mean you got to miss out on anything. All right. That don't mean that your daddy ain't gonna be there for you. I'ma still be there, just like I'm in the household with you.
Straight up.
You know, I call them in the mornings. If you ain't there, you know, when they not with me, I call them on way to work. How y'all doing? You know, y'all ready for school? You got dressed? You know, you done ate? All right, you wash your face good. Even though I know mama handling all that, but I still want them to hear my voice too, though. You know, and I think, and this is the last thing, for the parents that are separated, all right, you guys gotta try to do what's best for the kids, man. You know, and me and my kids' moms, I think we do a great job at co-parenting.
Straight up. That's real.
You know, do we bump heads sometimes? Yeah, we bump heads sometimes. But that's gonna be with any relationship.
That's normal. Yeah.
You know, that's normal. Hell, me and my brother bump heads sometimes.
Straight up.
That's just what it is, but I love him. I love you.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find a way to make it work for the kids, because the kids watching. And you don't want the kid to feel like, well, I'm gonna still daddy because dad let me do whatever I want to do. You know, you too mean, mama, you mean.
Yeah.
No, let my kid know. If Bianca call me, hey, Zay doing this right here and he ain't listening, put his butt on the phone. If I need to pull up, I'll pull up. It ain't but 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I know some parents live in different cities, you just can't pull up. But a phone call is nothing. You got Zoom now, you got this Facebook meeting room now, you know, you got FaceTime, you got all these different ways. You just gotta put in the effort though.
Straight up.
You gotta put in the effort, and I make sure I put in the effort to see mine.
Alright.
You know, if it's a weekend, ain't got nothing going on, come to my house.
Alright.
Mom finna go out of town, what you going to your grandma's house for? Bring him to my house.
Straight up.
And I had to let her know, because at first, you know, she was kind of taking them wherever. No, I'm the first. I should be first.
Straight
You
up.
got something to do? Call me first. See if I got any plans. And half the time I do got plans, I'm still gonna get them.
Yeah.
Cause they're my babies.
Straight up.
You know?
That's how it gotta be.
That's how it's gotta be, bro.
That's real, man.
So yeah, man. This your boy Kid Ray, man.
Yeah.
You know, Daddy Ray, Coach Ray.
Yeah.
You know, that's my take on fatherhood, man. And
Yes, sir.
you know, I wouldn't wish anything more than this right here, you know. I'm content with my babies. You know, Mari, Aaliyah, Xavier, Daddy love you.
Straight up.
Signing up, man.
That's real. So yeah, that wrap it up for this episode of Dad Can We Talk. I urge y'all to stay tuned, man. We got so many more things coming, man. We got more merch coming. I know a lot of people been asking me about these shirts, man. The bigger size, man. I'd have had somebody ask about a 4X, a 5X, and even a 6X. Y'all just stay tuned because I gotta find out if I can get those sizes. But I thank y'all for all the support, man. Everyone that's been supporting the podcast, everyone that has been buying the merch. Next thing I got coming up, I think I'm gonna get some hats. So man, y'all stay tuned, man. We got a lot of things planned. Father's Day is coming up, man. Still trying to see what we gonna do, man. Hopefully these parks be open, so I want to try to get some dads together at the park with the ladies, with the kids, and man, we just gonna chill, man. We gonna all get together and,
that's what it is.
You know, have a little good time. I know everybody been in the house lately. It's part of this crazy stuff going on, man. So if it's possible and we can all get outside and get together, man, that's what we gonna do. And I'm all in for it. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. Appreciate the support. Dad, Can We Talk?